What's happening, everybody? Suburban Hiker, getting ready to go on a hike today. I'm doing my due diligence, researching a new park that I'm getting ready to go hike at. I've never been there. While I'm doing my research, I noticed something that I wanted to mention. This bugs me a little bit, just a little. And I wanted to talk about it briefly before I even get in the car to drive to the park. And then we'll start the video. Let me just show you what I am facing here. I'm gonna go here to Bendix Woods County Park. Okay? It's not too far from the house. I'm at the official website for the St. Joseph County Parks. And I click on a few of the links. You know, I'm doing some of the background, getting some data. I researched Wikipedia to get some talking points. And then I go to look at the trail maps, the hiking trail maps. That's up here. That's the trail map. That's the hiking trail. Okay, you got a couple parking spaces along the way. You know, there's a 0.35 mile loop right here. And then we have another half-mile loop here and a half-mile loop here. You know, and then we have a good 1 mile loop right there. Of course, there's bike paths as well. And I click on the link for the bike path. Okay, those are the hiking trails. Here's the mountain bike trail. Look at that. How much cooler is the mountain bike trail with all the twists, the turns, and the ups and downs, and there's 6 miles of that trail. I'm gonna hike that trail, but this seems to be pretty common. That Potato Creek State Park has a similar trail. You have the hiking trails, and they're similar to this type of a trail. Nice light hike. But then their bike trail is all just, you know, hairpin curves, ups and downs, twists and turns. I love that as a hiker. My plan, I was gonna hike. I don't even think I'm gonna hike those. I wanna hike this. How cool is that? Here is a map. And apparently this is the trailhead. You can hike the mountain bike trail, but you're supposed to hike it in the opposite direction of the bikes. And that is what I intend to do. I don't see an actual map, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll just kind of try and stay on a trail. Yeah. Looks like it starts here and we're supposed to go that direction. But because we are on foot, we're going to go this direction. I do believe this is the proper way to go. We'll see what we get into. Now, I clearly see a trail going here. There's also a trail going this way. Not sure which to do first. I'm already lost. That trail may just lead up to a picnic area, as there are a lot of picnic benches. The hiking trail does cross the bike path quite a few times. What's happening, everybody? Suburban Hiker kicking rocks at Bendix Woods County Park in New Carlisle, Indiana. Today is Sunday, March 8th, 2020. It is approximately 4:10 in the afternoon. It's slightly overcast at this point. The last I checked, the temperature was 58 degrees. There's a slight breeze. Actually, it's pretty windy, but oh, there it is. We're in a fairly wooded area, and that's on purpose, by design. I knew the woods would help cut down on the wind, make for better video. I'm a mile in. I'm over a mile in. I'm about a mile and 2/10 into this hike already. I did decide to take the mountain bike trails as opposed to the hiking trails. I enjoy the twists and turns and back and forths and ups and downs of mountain bike trails. It's a slight more interesting, I think. We'll just see how it goes as we go. I have gotten turned around a couple times already. There's a lot of crisscrossing paths. Oh, how cool. A couple times already. These the hiking trail crisscrosses the bike path a considerable amount in the early stages. I don't have a map for the bike trails, so I'm really just trying to follow the bike tire tracks, and if I see those go away, then I know I'm off trail. It is fairly marked. Here's a post here, I'll show you. This side of the post shows the direction the hikers are supposed to be going here. Okay, and the other side of the post shows that the bike's supposed to go that way. But what is also shown on this side of the post, they have a hiking trail. See, and here's another one of those intersections. And the bike path goes there, the hiking trail goes there. This side of the post, it doesn't show that that's a hiking trail. So that's kind of how I've gotten turned around a little bit. I haven't gone too far out of my way. I just keep looking for the bike tire tracks. The two paths crisscross a lot, and we'll just try and stay focused as I look around the park and see cool things. And next thing you know, I'm on a different trail than I intended to be. See here are the tire tracks that I'm keeping an eye out for. They leave a pretty good imprint. The ground's not too soft and muddy, but just there is enough softness to it that the tracks are left. And the bike path, the path is much narrower than your average hiking trail. And of course, I stand aside for all of the bikers. Oh, thank you. This is their path. We thank them for allowing us to hike on it. But the bikes do have right-of-way. This is my first time at Bendix Woods. I've been familiar with it for quite a few years. I've just never been here. It's approximately 20 minutes from my house, if that. It's a pretty quick and easy drive, to tell the truth. Thus far, it's been an interesting hike. If I'm
following the course that I hope I am. Should be about a 6-mile hike. Lots of twists and turns. Whoa, sorry. Guess I'm gonna have to look at the camera a little bit. I'm trying to make sure I'm not gonna trip and fall and stay on trail. But like I was saying, if I am on the correct course that I hope I am, this will be a 6-mile hike. Lots of twists and turns, ups and downs, tight quarters. Makes for interesting hiking. I like standard trails as well, but I also like the trails that you have to watch. It goes a little slower. Generally, I will average about 3 miles an hour when I'm hiking, but when you have to pay this close of attention, it can take a little longer. Plus, I've never been here. There's all kinds of cool scenery so far I keep stopping to look at. Case in point, here's some cool vines. You see, spin this around, spin that around. I love that kind of stuff. Makes for great scenery. I don't want to go too fast. Here it is across the path on the other side. And of course we have some downed trees. There's a lot of windfall in here. I do believe there was a storm several years back. Lots of storm damage. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot of history to this park that has changed ownership over the years, and we'll get into all that as we go along here. Today's fantastic weather has allowed me to wear much the same as I wore in my last video. Pair of shorts. Oh, look at that. I have a t-shirt on. Oop, there we are. I have a t-shirt on and a long sleeve shirt that's lighter than my t-shirt. And of course I have my hat. I have a good layer of sweat. I would like to lose the hat, and I probably will here very shortly. The sun is peeking in and out. It was very bright and sunny when I left the house. Seems to be a bit overcast now. It may pass, it may not. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do. All of this was a last minute plan. 3 hours ago, I wasn't sure where I was gonna hike. Thought about going to St. Patrick's Park. Thought about making a return to Potato Creek State Park. Turns out I'm here. Bendix Woods. Bendix Woods is located in New Carlisle, Indiana. The entrance is on Timothy Road, which is just south of US 20 or State Road 2 or Western Avenue. It's got 3 different names depending from where you're coming from. If you live in South Bend, Indiana, it's Western Avenue. If you're coming north from South Bend, Indiana, it's probably US 20 or State Road 2. If you're coming from the west or the south, I'm going to suggest it's State Road 2. Either way, it is in New Carlisle on Timothy Road. See, this is cool. This is standard for bike paths. You know, there's a lot of ridge riding. You know, we're just walking a ridge line. Got some downfall here, some moss. Let's get a close-up of that moss. That looks pretty cool. I like it. We're going to turn sideways a little bit. Look at that. A lot of moss on the trees. There's a big pile of wood. I think we're getting ready to walk right by that. It's hard to tell. These hairpin turns on these bike paths. We may go by it. We may not. I don't know. I will. I'll show it from up here just in case we don't go by it. Big pile of wood. I guess I'm going to zoom in. We'll see. I would suppose that's from trail maintenance. They probably cleaned it up and stored it there. Yeah, see, I was mistaken. It doesn't turn by that. The hiking trail does. Bike path crosses that street behind us. I think it does anyways. We'll find out. I'm looking for some tire tracks right now. It does appear that we're on a path. Let's spin this around. You can see what I'm talking about. Oh man, here's some more cool vines. How cool is this? Going right up the tree, and the vine has vines growing around it. Man, it's a tall tree too. And there's another with even more. How cool. Let me switch this around. Maybe we get a nice cinematic shot. Let me go all Steven Spiegelberger on you. I know his name's not really Steven Spiegelberger, but it's funnier to say it that way. And there's a lot of neat vines on these trees. Look at this one. Oh, and this one. Oh my gosh. What a fantastic location this is. And I am going to have to stay focused and concentrate. Otherwise, this will end up being a 6-part, 7-hour video. I'm trying to make them shorter. I was pretty impressed with myself. That last video was only 18 minutes. Holy crap, that's like a record for me. Okay, now here's a perfect example of how these bike paths, I'm on the path right here. 6 feet away is another path. I know because I looked at the map before I left. We're on a section that this goes for quite a ways, and then there's a hairpin turn at the end, and it comes back and goes that direction. But that's how it gets so easy to crisscross paths. You know, even just right here is 3 foot apart, and all it takes is one little area that might look like it's a crossing path, and you end up cutting out a whole section. Oh, now we're in some pine trees here. There is a story about the pine trees here. For those of you that are familiar with the pine trees at St. Patrick's Park that spell out St. Patrick's, well, that was inspired by this park. There are a grove of trees that were planted in 1938. 8,000 pine trees that spell out Studebaker, because this property was once owned by the Studebaker Corporation, the automotive maker. Yeah, we'll get into that here in a little bit. So yeah, part of the backstory. Bendix Woods was originally created by the Studebaker Corporation back in the 20s, the 1920s. I think 1923 is one of the numbers, the years that stick out. I did some research online. I got some backstory. Some of it I was already aware of because I'm from the area. But Studebaker bought the property and developed it and created an oval track. It was the first automotive testing track ever. They were able to simulate various driving conditions in a controlled situation. They beat everybody by a year. The second company that was able to design an outdoor testing track was Packard, and they ended up partnering with Studebaker and became one, and created this area. And then I think, let's see, who bought it? Somewhere in the 60s somebody bought it, I'm not sure. I have it jotted down. But a large chunk of this land was donated as a park. The test track is still here and still in use by the current owners at Navistar. Navistar currently owns that and use it. Bosch owned it before them. And I do believe Bosch were the owners in the 60s. Okay, I checked my notes. The company that bought this land in the 60s was, the Bendix Corporation. They sold it to Bosch in 96, and then Bosch sold it to Navistar in 2015. So there you go. Nerd knowledge. Share those knowledge bombs, dropping them on you. I suggest you Google it. Do your own research. There's way more story than what I just told. It's all pretty fascinating stuff. Right now it's been an amazing park. From from what I've seen. And I haven't even been on the actual hiking trails. I've just been on the bike trails. I will suggest starting at the trailhead. The first mile was very close to the State Road 2, so there was a considerable amount of road noise. I would think that'll go away in spring and summer as the foliage fills in the undergrowth and the trees and such. But it wasn't too annoying. You know, you could hear it, but it wasn't distracting. A lot of times I find that road noise to be distracting. So here's something cool. Been seeing quite a few deer track. And then right here mixed in with the bike tracks are a little deer track. And I noticed they kick off to the left here. And there's just a whole trail of them. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, I'm out as far as I can be. I don't know if this is showing up in camera, but it's a worn trail that goes through to the fence. There's an opening in this fence here, and the deer are getting in through there. And you see that little opening. They scooch in between those trees. Thought that was pretty cool. I had saw a couple, oh, right here. Here, let me flip this around and show you. See, here a corn stalk, whatever that's called. I know it's not a husk. Anyhow, I saw a few of those on the trail, and I thought it was curious. Now they're raiding that little farmland here on this side of the park there. Pretty cool. Anyways, back to the hike. Am making standard time. I just looked at my Fitbit and checked the watch and the mileage. It's just after 5 o'clock and I'm just under 3 miles. Just barely, about 0.2 of a mile under 3. So yeah, I'm getting about 3 miles an hour. We'll see. I'm not sure how much more of this bike path there is. It's really strange. I'm not really a fan of making a video on my first trip to a park. I like to focus and see things and look around, and I get distracted with the video stuff and vice versa. The sightseeing distracts me from the video making. Not that I'm all that good at making videos, but I'm really good at getting distracted. I would like to point out, thus far, a majority of this trail is very close to the road that goes through the park, so that if any point in time you want to bail out and take a shortcut back, it's right there. And now we're back closer to the highway. There's that road noise I was talking about. It's a little louder here than it was earlier in the park. And there goes a motorcycle. Looks like we may have a road crossing coming here. There it is. I'm not sure this is the road crossing. I'm supposed to be on the bike path, but now it's saying no bikes. So, where does the bike path go from there? I don't know. Let me hike up and down a little bit and take a look, I guess. Okay, I figured it out. I'm stupid. I got sidetracked. I wasn't thinking properly. No bikes going this direction. If you look at the other side of the post, yeah, I'm still on the bike path. I tend to forget that the bikes and the people are supposed to go in opposite directions. Duh. I was totally thinking about other stuff. Oh well. Now we're getting back into the thick of things. Look around the park area here. I definitely want to come back here in the summer months when all the vegetation is filled in. There looks like some fresh broken tree there, and this looks like that's the broken tree that came down. The trail seems to be pretty well maintained. I haven't come across any obstructions yet, so yay. Pines are just so cool. In case you haven't noticed, I am wearing a backpack today. The contents, my usual haul: coffee, cheese, water, first aid kit, the essentials. I don't know if I'll use them today or not. We'll see. I haven't taken a break. I'm not sure how far along I am. I know I'm well over 3 miles into the hike, probably closer to 4. I'll check here in a bit. I don't know if I'll take a break, drink some coffee or not, because I still need to get home, get to the store, get food for the week for work. Yeah, I know. Work ruins everything fun, but those paychecks kind of make it worth it. Now we're getting an up close of the pile of wood we saw earlier. An interesting pile of shrapnel, moss covered. I don't know, what do you guys think? Perfect spot for a coffee break? Why not have a little bit of time? Let's set up camp here for a minute. Alright. Well, let's get this backpack off and get a touch of coffee here. I'm starting to lose battery power, oh my goodness. Maybe we're gonna have to make this shorter than we thought. Uh-oh. Tell you what, I'll do this on my own time, and I'll save the battery for the wrap up at the end of the hike. How's that sound? Much better. it's approximately 6:25. I sat, drank my coffee. I'm almost out of battery power, so I'm going to wrap this up quick. Suburban Hiker, thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for watching the video. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, all that good stuff.